What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Neo Starling. I am back here with another video. Yes, so my Silent Hill videos have been getting a lot of views. I'm actually kind of surprised. But I did hear some feedback from some people that commented previously, and they wanted me to actually react to the physical trailer. Now, again, because I saw it, this isn't really so much of a reaction versus just kind of going beat by beat with everybody and kind of giving you an analysis rather. So not a reaction, but an analysis. So that's what we're going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch here to the actual view, and we're going to play this trailer together, and I'll be pausing in between so that I can give my feedback, and, you know, all of you can see how I break this down little by little. So I hope all of you enjoy. Let's do it.
James? Honey? Did something happen to you? After we got separated in that long hallway? Are you confusing me with someone else?
First and foremost, I will say this. I really like the way, actually, let me keep the camera here for now, just so I can show all of you. I really like the way she looks. She has a very mystique kind of look. She looks mysterious, even a little sinister, I would downright say. And you could just tell that she looks malicious. Now, the other version of Maria looked the same in terms of having that like malicious look, but here you can really see that there is something ominous about her in her presence. Also, real quick, let's notate some of her outfit, right? Like, we're going to talk about her outfit design here. You know, she has that like leather jacket. I'm guessing it's a leather jacket. Interestingly enough, she actually has more of her chest exposed here than she did in the previous game. In the previous game, her top was like significantly more covered. So that's something that I felt was necessary to note for all those that are saying she's not sexualized. I don't know about the rest of you, but she looks like she could still seduce somebody. All right, let's keep going.
You were always so forgetful. Remember that time in the hotel?
Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here.
Okay, this is really interesting. So correct me if I'm wrong, everybody. I'm not sure. I could be completely wrong by saying this, but did we get footage of Mary in the original game? I had to go back and see, but I don't remember much actual footage with her. You know, the previous game, the original game rather, kind of just showed that she was just like, you know, destroyed based off of that disease. That disease like really messed her up. So that's what I'm seeing off of this, or rather not this, but the previous game. Here it's kind of cool if this shows more additional footage. But then again, this is from the tape, I'm guessing, from that VHS tape. How many of you even know what a VHS tape is anymore, right? So yeah, let's see what's going on here. But I will notate real quick the differences in their voice. So I'm assuming it's the same voice actress, right? So you can't really say she's a bad voice actress, because here she's actually doing a pretty good job of differentiating her characters. You know, from going from Maria to Mary, you could tell it's Mary. She's a little more quiet and chill, more relaxed, more feminine, you know, just very much like, I really love you and I love this place that we're in and I'm having such a good time and I just love that we're experiencing this together. That's what I'm seeing so far, but let's hear a little bit more of her.
It's so peaceful.
In my restless dreams,
Hold on. First of all, that just looks really cool. Can we just take a moment to appreciate the fact that Bloober Team did a really good job graphically, in spite of how much everybody's like really been complaining about it? You can't objectively tell me that this game looks bad, okay? You might be able to complain about the way some of the characters look, but if you look at the game as a whole, it looks really nice. You know what I mean? And I'm really hoping that we're able to explore the town much more significantly, you know, going into like regular shops and maybe possibly even have some side quests the same way that Downpour had. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that we really get a lot more of that instead of just kind of going towards each destination, each dungeon, so to speak. You know, I'm really hoping that we get a lot more of that.
I see that town. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place.
You see, so you could even hear it here, right? So again, some people were criticizing the fact that she has a very like flat monotone kind of speech when she's playing Maria, but as Mary, you see the difference in her performance. There's actually more substance to it. She has this, again, once more, just very like feminine, kind of calm and quiet, just not also being certain of what's happening to her, because I'm assuming that at this point she was sick, but maybe she hadn't been showing signs of her sickness yet. But you could just tell that she's like very loving and caring, towards where Maria has a much more dominant personality, which is kind of good that they differentiate it like that. I'm waiting to see until we actually see it in context to judge it before we make the assumption and say that, oh, she's just a flat actress when it comes to the voice acting. So we're going to really see what happens once we get to that point. Let's continue.
Just put the gun to their head.
First of all, I said this earlier in my previous video, but Eddie looks fucking great. He kind of looks like Louis Anderson a little bit, maybe like, kind of that whole like John Candy sort of look. I like the fact that if you look at his shirt, right? Well, these subtitles are kind of covering it. I want to see if I can get rid of them. Oh, I don't know why I won't let me get rid of it. I can move it, right? Ugh. Anyway, okay, so you can see his shirt looks really dirty, right? So his shirt, you could tell that he just kind of doesn't really care much about his appearance. And why would he, right? He's been picked on this whole time. He just doesn't really feel like he has any sort of self-worth. So as a result, he kind of just became a product of his environment and his time. You get picked on enough, you're going to turn into the villain. And that's sort of what kind of happened to him. But here, I believe there's much more of a representation of that physically, because here you could see like with his like light blue eyes, his cheeks are like red. He just looks like he's kind of very unhealthy and not well in the head. And I feel that the voice actor is doing a really good job of representing that, but also the way they made him look. Remember, this is the first time we're actually looking at Eddie. So it's really interesting to see the way he is portrayed here versus the way he was portrayed in the previous game. I hope that we get more extended scenes with him, because like I said, I think out of all the main characters, he's probably the one that got the least screen time. You can also correct me in the comments if I'm mistaken about that, but I'm pretty sure that was the case. But yeah, so far he looks great. He looks sick. He looks sinister and demented and ready to just like mess stuff up, because he just doesn't care. He is a man that no longer cares, and that's really a scary thing.
You can't just kill someone because the way they looked at you.
You should see your face, Gene.
Yeah, so let's just go back here for a second to look at his facial expression of his. So here he kind of looks gone. He's laughing at James because he's looking at James and he's realizing that he's afraid of him. At this point, there comes a time in people's lives, right, where you start to kind of see the effect that you have on people. And I'm pretty sure because of how much he's been picked on, he kind of has that sense of knowing how people feel when they're around him. And because he's also holding a gun, he's definitely threatening at that moment. So James, while he's trying to calm him down, Eddie's very much like, you, dude, are afraid. I have full control right now and I can do anything that I want. And that is power that I believe he wants. He's sick of feeling insignificant. He is sick of being invisible to the rest of the world. And that's something that I feel is going to be portrayed here. But once more, he also might be on something, or maybe he's just full from all the pizza, the Silent Hill pizza that he ate. I'm really curious as to see how he gets a pizza. I hope we get a DLC with Eddie and it's explained how he got that pizza. I just think that would be hilarious. Let's keep going.
You should see your face, Gene.
Let go!
I'm sorry, Laura, but I can't let you just run around this place. You might get hurt.
Hurt by what?
Okay, so as far as Laura is concerned, I think that they've done a pretty good job with her so far. In the first game, she just kind of seemed really annoying. Once more, she was like James's foil, you could say. But here, she kind of looks like she's not playing around as much. There's certainly a sense that she's there on a mission. She's also looking for Mary the same way James is, but they don't know why yet. Because they haven't really had that conversation with each other. But be mindful that she is also not seeing anything in Silent Hill the way he is. As far as she's concerned, the town's just abandoned. But you got to give her props. She's still a pretty brave girl for going all the way out there by herself, because you can imagine any other person in this situation, even if you weren't seeing, you know, your nightmares being manifested into reality, it would still kind of be a creepy concept to go around an abandoned town without anyone except adults around you that are constantly trying to stop you. That can be terrifying, and for a child to go through that, I think it's pretty unique. Once more, I think Laura looks fine. I think the voice actress is also doing a really good job. The first one kind of just sounded annoying, I'll be honest, for lack of a better term, and it was just a product of kind of making her like that annoying kid actor at the time. But now when you're creating these properties, you sort of want to have more of a depth and substance to these characters. You know, why not make Laura a little more interesting than the little brat that's just running away from you constantly? I think that that'll be a really good idea, and I hope that they expand on that.
Hurt by what?
This place is different from what I remember.
Okay, so I spoke about this previously. Konami, or Bluebird team, strategically did a really good job of not showing Angela's face too much in this trailer. I guess because they like crapped on her so much. You know, it's something that they want to avoid possibly, but I think she looks fine, honestly. Like, outside of that beginning trailer where they showed her in the cemetery, so far she's looked fine in all the other footage that they've shown. People were also judging her voice actress a lot as well, but let's see what happens. You know, I hope she brings her own unique element to this as well. The original Angela went back and forth between having some like sanity and then just going nuts, and that's because of all the trauma that she suffered. You know, I'm gonna get more in depth into that because I also want to make kind of like a mini series, not just with Silent Hill characters, but with horror characters in general, where I break their characters down a little more. So that's something that, you know, let me know if that's something any of you would be interested in seeing. They'll be way more detailed and probably scripted and more edited than what I'm doing right now. But yeah, you know, so far, I think this looks good.
I don't...
Okay, let's go. This is actually a good picture of James here. Okay. He does not look like Leon. I can see the similarities with the hair a little bit, but as far as his facial structure is concerned, he really does not look like Leon S. Kennedy. He looks like his own person. You know, he looks very sad. He looks like a man that has lost everything, which he has. But we also know that James is also sick. We also know that he is suffering from his own mental illness as well. All the characters here are mentally ill, and I think Laura is too, to an extent. So I think he looks fine. Like I said, the graphics look great. Look at that hair. You can't tell me that this game looks sloppy. Like, come on now.
I don't think she's here anymore.
This whole town might be best if you just get out of here.
Yeah, you're right.
You said you took everything. But you forgot that videotape we made.
How do you know about that?
Yo, look at her expression here. It's such a night and day expression from the way Maria looks. You know, here you could just tell very much that she's sad. She is a deeply saddened young woman that is sick and knows she's sick and knows that she's going to pass very soon, and she's looking into she's looking into the eyes of the man that she loves. And it's really just kind of sad, especially if we already know what happens to her. Like, for everybody that's played the game already, right? It's sad because we know what's going to happen to her. We know that she's basically done. Spoiler alert, right? 20 some odd something years later. But it kind of hurts me to like just see her like that, because you know she's smiling, but she's kind of doing that like anime sad smile. You know, like in anime when the guys are sad, they kind of give like a little smirk, but their eyes show their depression. That's kind of what she's doing here, and it's really sad to see.
Aren't you Maria?
I'm not your Mary.
Ooh, okay, hold on. I don't think any of you, well, I mean, some of you probably spotted this, but this is different. So he asked her, she's Maria, he said, aren't you Maria? And she goes, I'm not your Mary, but her expression is stone cold here. She has this look like, are you fucking kidding me? You know, it's just kind of like dead, you know, deadpan. And I like that, because what I'm actually kind of hoping happens is that we kind of get Silent Hill itself to talk through her a little more, because she is a manifestation of the town itself, right? Not like Laura, Eddie, and Angela, that they're actual people that are in this town. She's the only one that's not real. So it would be a good idea for them to sort of portray that in her performance, you know, that she's just not a real person. So it's sort of the town talking through her. And that expression that she just gave there, I'm going to play that back again because I want you to really see how cold that was.
I'm not your Mary.
Ooh, love that.
So you are Maria.
I am. If you want me to be.
How do you know about Mary?
You see it too? For me, it's always like this. For me,
This scene,
see-
this scene with the fire, I really hope that we get, you know what, I'll be really honest. I kind of think the original portrayal was perfect. This is sort of mirroring a scene from Jacob's Ladder for anybody that's not in the know, but you know, she basically walks up the fiery stairway and then you never see her again. I really hope that they capture this scene properly, and I think that they will. But this will be the last time that anybody sees Angela. This is towards the end of the game. But I hope outside of getting the same dialogue beats, we maybe get a little bit of an expansion. And because we can see their facial expressions better because we have the technology to do it, there is a possibility that, you know, this scene can hold more weight and more impact, which I'm really hoping it does. So let's see what happens. And look, she's not overweight. For everyone wondering, look, she looks like a normal girl.
see it too? For me, it's always like this.
Doesn't matter who I am. I am here for you, James. See? I'm real.
You know what? Okay. Now I'm gonna switch my camera. Hold on. Okay, now that I've actually seen the trailer again, while analyzing it, because at first I just saw it and I kind of just was like, all right, whatever, looks good. But now I'm analyzing it, right? And I think her performance is a lot better than anyone was originally stating how it was. You know, we got a lot of people saying that it was just like very dead, very monotone. I'm really curious to see how this is going to play out when we're playing the game and we're watching these scenes unfold before our eyes. There is a possibility that we're going to be surprised, and not in a negative way, because you can tell just by the way she's delivering the lines, but you can't just look at the lines that she's delivering. You have to look at her facial expressions too. She doesn't just have this like this seductress look on her. She also has a face like, something is not right here. I am not a real person. I am a town that's talking through this manifested being that I created. So Silent Hill is talking to James through Maria. Now, we all know this, obviously, right? But it's really interesting to see the way that they're doing it here. So I think it's going to be good. I think the game's going to be good. I know I said this earlier and I've made 2 videos about this already, but I in my heart of hearts believe that this game is going to be a solid game, and I'm going to give it the opportunity that it deserves, because let's face it, Bluebird Team, somebody said this in one of my comments earlier. They said that there's no one better than Bluebird Team to do this game because they're basically the biggest Silent Hill fans, you know. And if you look at games like The Medium, and you know, they have games that are very similar to Silent Hill, so why not choose them? You know, this probably could have possibly been the best thing to happen, but we won't know until we experience it, right? So all I gotta say is that after looking at the trailer again and kind of reviewing it with all of you, I'm confident that this is going to be a solid game, really, 100%. And you know what? I'll be streaming it. Like I said, I'm going to do character breakdowns of them in the previous game and then in the new one to see like what changes. But let me know if that's content that any of you are interested in, because like I said, I really want to get into more gaming content because, well, one, it it drives more traffic to my channel outside of my podcast, but I am actually enjoying this a lot. You know, it's not that difficult to produce and it's fun, and you know, we get to be more interactive and have more conversations with each other. So if that's something you're interested, let me know in the comments below. You've all been awesome. I am Neo Starling. Deuces.